It's scheduled for Thursday. All right, everyone. So my name is Lost in the Reselling Wilderness today, and yeah, I didn't realize I scheduled this thing for tomorrow. There could be some people looking for this tomorrow, going, "How did I miss it?" Yeah, you missed it because Beard pulled the 1-2 on you.
Just seeing if you guys are, still paying attention. That's all.
So
The regulars know you're on Wednesday.
everybody in the comments realized that Steve did forfeit his check from the show last week. So
I forfeited. I
yeah,
even had a replacement. I
I
sent
know.
Andy over for you guys for your viewing pleasure.
I had to find a replacement, and Andy left early. What the hell?
Well, I should still get half pay, and then I'll split it with Andy.
I'll check my estimated earnings. I think it was like $4. So you and Andy get to split $1. Yeah, that's
I've had people ask me in the past, "What you get paid for doing that?" I'm
I'm
like,
like,
paid.
yeah. Todd just got his YouTube check. He's a multimillionaire.
Nice.
Yeah, $138 for 13 months worth of work. That's almost as good as my Social Security check.
Y'all heard that right? $138 in 13 months of live shows, and he was doing what, 2 or 3 a week?
Yeah.
And then you had that glorious video of mowing the grass.
That's not horrible for a live channel.
I'm a rich superstar.
These live videos never pay. They're just the only good thing for lives is building an audience. Then it's the other videos that pay back.
I did it to get my watch hours up, and it worked.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Yeah, it'll work quickly.
So if you're going to start a YouTube channel, here's the beauty. If you need hours, go live, and if you need subscribers, you got to make record content. That's the two ways. Recorded videos drive subscribers, or shorts now, either one. And if you just need if you're trying to work on the time, go live.
Yeah.
Speaking of shorts.
Yeah, there's Andy. Speaking of shorts, there's Andy.
Yeah. I viewed a short from somebody on this panel that alarmed me a little bit.
That was outstanding. What are you talking about? Even my mother sent me a text talking about, "You're crazy as hell." I'm like, I was on the phone with her last night, and she's like, "I particularly like that little tuft of hair above your bra. That was really outstanding."
I think you were a little ambitious in the size of the bra, but
whatever. Yeah, I put 2 t-shirts in it. But the problem is the band size, and I had that other one I was messing around on Todd's show was a 40, and I couldn't breathe. And I'm like, how do women wear these things? And then that was only other one I had. It was a 48D. So if you need some big 48Ds, get you a couple t-shirts.
And you can buy a used bra with a little bit of man sweat on it. So there you go.
You should auction that thing off.
Auction it. You got to sign it first.
Well, yeah, of course.
So hopefully we've given everybody enough time. So I told you I was talking to my mom last night. My folks, that if my mom can help figure this out and I can talk her through it on a phone, any of you guys can figure it out. I've made a couple videos here lately because there's people that will tell you, "Oh, just buy any printer and use any printer." Mother has this printer. I'll put it in the chat. It's an IDPRT. It's on Amazon. It's $99 right now. They've got a $20 coupon for $79. You can get a label printer that will print. It's better than a Rollo because it's only $79. Rollo is going to cost you triple that. And for the first time, she's had an eBay account. I don't know, so long as I have. Her and her girlfriend, yes, I said girlfriend, sell on eBay, Poshmark, and Etsy. And so the reason they called was they were having technical difficulties. And so if you get these printers, they're beautiful printers. They work awesome. They'll use the free labels on UPS. I even had Mother go on Amazon and pick up one of the little label holders, the little roll holders. So I sent her some. I sent her 4 sets of labels with 900 labels. If you have any trouble printing them, they will automatically defer to 8.5 by 11. That's what all these websites. You have to go into the settings on any of these. Either last night we were dealing with Etsy. You go into the settings, print settings, and tell it format for 4x6. There's a choice on your labels for 4x6 on eBay. It will spin them around, and you print to your heart. I can't imagine that people still use ink to do labels. Do people still pay for labels? Business account for UPS, folks. Get you some free labels. Hey, Kevin. Good morning, man. How's the world going in Idaho?
Kevin.
It's that for $79. I mean, that is a no brainer to start printing on 4x6 labels. Come out of the dark age, come out of the wilderness, and if my 77, almost 78-year-old mother can install this thing, there ain't nothing to it.
All right, what did I do with my phone here?
Mark, I don't know. I don't know if they're a one-time get or if they're a once a quarter. I don't know. Yes, Brenda.
Oh, by the way, I ordered those boxes. You said from UPS. They came the next day.
Yep.
I must have a really close hub, and boy, those are nice boxes.
They are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
know how many I got, but
if I would tell you a lie, and if I did, I'd fess up to it.
But I was pleasantly surprised with them.
So Felix, I'm not playing with you today. There's a reason I'm wearing this shirt. I've never worn it before because the person who sent it to me sent an extra large, and for the most of the time I've been carrying on, I've been a 2X, and so it would have looked like I did have that I was wearing some child's shirt. So this shirt is for awareness for male breast cancer. The 1% of breast cancer victims are male. Pat Dees is a reseller, YouTuber. He has already beat breast cancer once. And I've talked to him about it in person. And Pat Dees is a heck of a nice guy.
Yes.
One of the best.
He has had a cancer has come back. And so that was the reason why I'm wearing the shirt, is to remind me to ask you guys to if you're the praying side, to lift Pat up. So he's announced on Facebook that the cancer has metastasized on his lungs, and he's in for a fight for his life right now, folks. There's no other way to put it. I was talking to my mother last night, who's a retired nurse of 44 years. She was a nurse, and she said anytime they say the word metastasize, that is never ever something you ever want to hear. And so if you remember Pat Dees, it would mean a lot to him, and it mean a lot to me. Dude's got a big heart. He's a very giving person. We used to make a lot of jokes several years back because I was going north, and I had dinner with Pat one night, and then I was live that night doing a night show that night, and he's like, I'm gonna come deliver your food. And he came and knocked on the door and acted like he was a food delivery person. He had my leftovers in a box, and then he was on a live show with me for a while. We've been to flea markets together. We've done quite a few things together up his way. He came down to Nashville. Is that where you met him in person in Nashville?
That's where I met him the first time. Yeah.
I
talked to Pat quite a bit off the record. I haven't since he's announced. And Pat, if you're listening, man, if you need to talk to somebody, give me a call.
Yeah. Because And unless you face this beast, my lovely wife has beat breast cancer, and she still gets tested every 3 months because her doctor said you should be doing every 6 months now. He said, but until you're comfortable with 6 months, I'll do 3 months. He said, I'll do 3 months for as long as you want. I don't care. Her doctor is, man, that dude's a saint. Um, here in the hospital, and she volunteers twice a week, and at the cancer center now. But it's until you've had friends, everybody's gonna be touched by it, folks. Felix said that he lost a sister to it, and he's man, I didn't know that, Felix. A raising that kind of money, it's yeah. Joan, my wife was actually working for Estee Lauder when Estee Lauder came up with the pink ribbon and all that pink ribbon campaign started. Um, Little did she know she'd fight the beast. Our lovely Sue was on last week. That was the best person to replace you. Was
I
Sue.
miss Sue.
You missed Sue. Sue was on the show. You didn't even watch the show.
On.
You didn't even watch the show. Sue was on the show for a good chunk of the show. Sue has faced cancer, and they've told her that the cancer is in her bones, and it'll always be with her. It's not going to. It's not any danger of taking her life or shortening her life, but that's why she's so focused on clean eating and doing the right things. It's because she's living with cancer. So Jim W, I'm so sorry, man. He said he lost his sister to it 2 weeks ago. My wife Joni would tell you to get your mammograms. Hers actually came up. She found a lump. It was between her yearlies. That's why she's so hesitant to go from 3 to 6, because triple negative breast cancer is it's crazy.
I've been pretty lucky that none of the women in my circle, my mom, my grandmother, my sisters, luckily none of them have. But I don't think that means that if it doesn't run in your family that you shouldn't get checked. You should,
Yeah.
And it goes for us guys too, with testicular or prostate cancer or any. My grandfather passed from prostate cancer, and it was not pretty.
Felix, I say that every now and then. Guys should get screened. There's not much to it, guys. If you're over 50, get your colonoscopy done. I've got to have one done this year or early next year.
I haven't done it yet.
That'll be my third one. I mean, you're gonna take a pill now. I think they've got it down to a pill in most of them. Maybe a little bit of liquid to drink. They make you poop a lot. You will then go to the doctor. They'll ask you, do you want to remember this or not? Just tell them no. Take you a nice little nap for a 30-minute nap or whatever it is. Wake up and have somebody drive you home. I mean, there's really not much to it, folks.
How many thousands of dollars has Pat D's raised for children, underprivileged children, Christmas presents?
Quite
I just got to tell you,
every year, doesn't he?
I got to tell you, when I was struggling a few months back, and you guys did all that fundraising for me, it was Pat who gave the largest amount. What I didn't ask for, none of it, and I have to thank you all for giving. But Pat gave the largest amount, and by far. And Pat and somebody else I can't mention because I don't know if he wants to be mentioned. But
yeah,
that's just a good, genuine dude. Probably the most genuine person I've ever met. So.
Yep. So that's Felix. Thanks for bringing up his shirt, man. I was going to talk about it. That's why it was important enough to me to. Now that I actually fit, now that I'm down under 200 pounds, I'm at 199 finally. The shirt actually
skinny boy.
Fits like it's supposed to. Not radiology scans. They are PET scans. I don't know. They might be radiology scans. Who knows? She's to the point now where it's going to go every 6 pretty soon. You just don't. I'm telling you, and unless you faced it, you don't understand especially for ladies, the fear of it coming back. They offer Joni 2 choices. You can do a lumpectomy and we'll take the lump out and then everything can go to normal, or you can, have a mastectomy, single, double. She elected to have a double mastectomy to remove pretty much any chance. When you remove all the breast tissue, she didn't have. She was very fortunate. She caught it early, so there was no um, nothing in her whatever the nodes are under your arm. She had, and they gone nowhere. She was very fortunate. Um, we met somebody who is it that has triple negative. That by the time they found it, it had already gone through and is attacking her kid. This lady's kidneys. I mean, triple negative is the beast that there's no hormone involvement. There's no nothing. Triple negative just shows up because cancer's an asshole. All right, so Lost in the Wilderness. This one show, folks, 62 people. I need the help and advice today. If you saw the thumbnail, it says I don't even listen to myself. It's terrible that I give out pretty solid advice most of the time, even if I don't follow it myself. So you're talking about the bras. So these guys here, I didn't try one of these on for you. I didn't think y'all needed to see this. I've got probably 250 of these left, in all different sizes. I've got 70 to 90 cases of the maiden form. I've got another 20 to 30 cases of Hanes. So they're on eBay and they're on Amazon. No big deal. But they're not moving the greatest. And it would be nice if there was a reselling platform out there that was specifically for clothing. And a lot of women bought the clothing on this reselling site. And that I was smart enough to actually list on that site. I've never had a Poshmark account. And so I'm going to list all this stuff on Poshmark in the next few days and start selling on Poshmark. The thing that I talk about over and over and over, especially with the local auction, is have a way to get rid of this stuff. Have a secondary, third way to get rid of the more eyes you can get on this stuff. The advice people are saying is, just wholesale it out, sell it by the case, whatever. I don't think y'all understand. It's worth $50,000 to $70,000 if I sell it. It's worth, maybe $3,000 is what somebody would give me if they decided to come buy it all. And I'm not in the mood to give it away whenever there's so much profit. The shipping is in poly mailers, folks. It takes me like 10 seconds to ship this. Yeah, Poshmark.com. Sorry, I decided to start mowing the grass this morning.
I'm on Poshmark now just to see how. Oh, it's easy. It's basically the same as listing on eBay.
Yeah, and then one nice thing about Poshmark, I don't believe there are returns unless you make a mistake.
I'm not sure, but I know that the return system the shipping system over there is a whole lot different too. You'll have to learn that.
So if anybody has any advice, so fishing and picking, ladies love buying their undies from a bearded dude. If you look all over the internet, there's all kinds of stories about. Well, I'm not going to say. It's why have I not been at least attempting to sell these on a site that's made to sell clothing? Is I don't know. It'd be different if I only had a couple of them, but I've got 5,000 to 7,000 pieces.
What's amazing to me is that you can mow your lawn without breaking a sweat.
Well, it's a little warm in here.
Yeah. I got to go out and actually mow the lawn after the show, and it's going to suck because it's going to be 84 out.
Customer pays $7.67 for shipping.
On everything under a certain weight, I believe. But, we've talked about Poshmark over the years quite a bit. A lot of our viewers list and sell there and have good success with it. Why don't I think it's just the fact that we get stuck in our ways and think that eBay and Amazon are our go-to platforms, which they always will be. But there are some viable other platforms, including Mercari and Poshmark and others.
But when you've got items that are that are designed and a website specializes in, and you're not. I feel kind of.
Yeah.
I felt yesterday. I felt when I first come up with this idea, I'm like, I felt good about to myself, and I'm like, man, that's an awesome idea. I've had a good day. I've accomplished something. I think I figured out a way to sell even more of this stuff. And because after I sell 10 a month, everything after that is break even. And you ask me, but Beard, why 10? Because that's what it costs to pay the storage building. I don't have any money left in these things. So they're free to me, right? I've sold, you got to remember, I had 35, 40,000 pieces, something ridiculous amount of this stuff that I've already moved. And so this is just what's left. And yeah,
There's one thing I'm noticing about Poshmark is that they, and unlike Mercari, I wish they would change it, but Poshmark allows you to make one listing and sell multiples. So you're good
right.
on your thing.
So anybody or any Poshmark sellers in here, I've got to find somebody to listen to. Anybody you guys recommend that if you do sell on Poshmark, is there someone that you listen to or
Pat
YouTuber?
D's.
Does Pat sell on Poshmark?
Yep, I'm pretty sure he does.
I know Glenn does.
I know Glenn does.
April, I think, does. When I signed into Poshmark, it gave me the people I'm following right at the top. And I noticed a couple names up there. One of them was April Davis. I don't know if she sells there or just has a Poshmark.
So April's another one that has faced breast cancer. April doesn't sell as much right now. I think she was diagnosed. Just as Joni was getting through. April was diagnosed with breast cancer. Chris Lynn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that.
I just want to get myself familiar with. So there's a local contact I'm gonna call here in a little while. He and his wife sell on Poshmark, and they actually do Poshmark Live. They buy truckloads and half truckloads of stuff, and then they sell it.
It looks fairly straightforward, except for all the sharing and stuff that people do. The listing side of things, I'm looking at it right now. It's a basic listing form, just like eBay. Actually, simpler than eBay.
This might I've not done any of the cross listing, but this might be a good. Steve, don't you love that it costs money?
What costs money?
I don't know.
I must have missed something.
I don't know. Maybe Mark was delusional. We both, whatever it is, we both.
I think Mark. It's fair to say that Mark might be delusional. I don't know.
Maybe we're both caught in some kind of mind warp trap that we didn't understand that. You have to bring it down to our third grade level.
Here's the thing. I don't remember or can't get most jokes and things. Horrible at it. Oh, no listing fees. Only
you're talking about listening to Daily Refinement on his Patreon, the 30 whatever it is, $35, $37 a month.
I do not listen to Daily Refinement on his Patreon. So.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that get a lot out of that, and
Chris and I started eBay almost identically same time. At the same exact time, we both started our YouTube channels the same week. His blew up, mine didn't, but we won't go into details.
So, I mean, it did start out as clothing, but what everybody's saying, I've seen a lot
of clothing on his garage floor. Remember those days?
That you can sell a lot more stuff there. So it looks like Gary, good morning. So it's 63 people now. Everybody got all their fingers this morning. Everybody started out with 10 at the beginning of the day yesterday. Did y'all end up with 10 last night?
Mark, I don't use my YouTube much anymore. I was going to sit out in the front porch and see how many of my neighbors blew up their fingers, but apparently none of them did. The cops showed up across a couple houses down a couple nights ago, told them stop setting off the fireworks, and the cop left and they started setting off the fireworks again. Around here, we have a fireworks place in town. I mean, this sells the good stuff, not the sparklers. But you can't buy them if you're from Ohio. You have to have a PA person buy them for you. But they understand, and they'll just say, "Listen, we got a complaint. Just don't let us catch you doing it." And they never write any tickets for it ever.
So why would they set up in a Ohio town if they can't sell it to people from Ohio?
Because we're right on the border. Same with Pennsylvania. You can't buy, if you're a Pennsylvania resident, you can't buy fireworks there. But if you go across the border, there's fireworks places. They'll sell to New York and Ohio residents.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's why these people that make up the so-called rules and stuff that we live by should all be drawn and quartered, pretty much.
Yeah. The rule is you can sell it here, you can't buy it here. It's weird. Unless they've changed that rule in the last few years, but I don't think so. Yeah.
So we have noise ordinances, Mark. They're legal to buy and everything here, but after a certain time period, you can't. They were exceptionally bad last night. The little one, Senior Franklin, decided he hated them, and he hated everybody last night. Where's my phone?
We have one cat that doesn't care for the fireworks, but the rest of them don't care. Well, the rest of them, there's only 2 now.
So I was out here on the phone with my mother, and Johnny was already retired for the night, trying to rest. And when the fireworks really kicked off, she sends me this picture.
Dog. Shelter behind mama.
And then you get this one with she's like, I think I'm about to get teabagged. Yeah, that was last night. So I'll keep you guys. I'm probably gonna do some videos just talking about I'm starting now and tell you my progress about selling over there.
You'd be a Poshmark guru.
I don't know how much of the stuff I'll put over there from cross listing over there.
Shit, starting with the bras is, I mean, just seeing how that goes is probably a good test. And
see there, so on eBay, there's like one other seller who had one of the sizes of these, especially. But you know, I'm pretty much the only one on Amazon, the only one on eBay. These things were popular a few years back. These I've sold so many of, I have no money in them either. I won't have any. Beth says I won't have many questions. It's super easy.
No, I'm looking at it now. It looks easy.
I might need somebody to mansplain it to me.
I don't even think you need that.
So if I can come on here and host a show and talk about reselling every week for the last 5-6 years and tell you that I've made a mistake and not use the platform, what are you willing to accept and to yourself? You know, have these conversations with yourself, and you know, it's all over everywhere. Oh, eBay. I'm tired of hearing about eBay slow. eBay slow, eBay slow, eBay slow. Then are you selling somewhere else? You know, are you doing everything instead of going so deep? All I sell is clothes. Are you widening out and got different stuff? Are you multiple platforms? Are you cross listed? Or you know, there's lots of different things. You know, are you like the one thing on eBay I do take advantage of? And someone bought. I ship them out this morning. 4 of the 3X. I think they're the panty ones, the maiden form. So that would have been $39.96. But she took advantage of the fact that if she buys 4 or more, she got, I think, 20% off. So it ended up
I
being
just used the default, which would be 20% off for 4.
with tax and everything. She got it for like $32, $31, whatever it is, which is a winner for me because it cost me the same to ship full. I mean, okay, so they're still first class.
I was selling these the same way. I had 48 of these. You know how many people bought one? Maybe 5. The rest of them bought 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. And they were, I mean, I was selling for $8 a piece. This one I didn't sell because it's all cruddy on the package. But because I use that multi-discount, everybody bought more than one. And they're just, I think this is a discontinued item anyway. So, yeah, I made $500 1 week selling these stupid things.
So that's the next thing I want
and
to
the
ask.
thing that they go in.
Are you using the tools on these platforms? You know, Amazon will allow you to pay-per-click. I'm not currently doing pay-per-click because I'm not very good at it. But the one thing I would tell you about Amazon is they don't have. It hurts me because they don't have the 3X. The 3X were a late addition to this line before this line did some package changes, and it only goes to, on Amazon that you can't change the listing, so it's only goes up to 2X. And I have been trying opening cases to get them to add 3X, but yeah, that's been a nightmare dealing with Amazon. So I've been selling a lot of them on eBay, and that's the slowness. And I should have done Poshmark quite a bit sooner.
I agree with you. I started out as a clothing seller. I signed up for Poshmark 6 or 7 years ago, and I still haven't sold a single thing over there. Why? It doesn't make any sense.
Especially now that they've released it, and evidently you can sell more than just clothing.
Yeah.
You know, now it makes it where you should be cross-listing everything, because the one thing I can tell you about reselling, and you know, if you don't stay on top of what's going on in the reselling, not necessarily the community, but just with the platforms and everything, and get a general trend. The one thing I can tell you, the trend is that everything is getting specialized. You know, Poshmark was one of the ones that kind of started that out. If you sell shoes, you know, there's eBay. There's a reason eBay is giving you over $100, and if you're in the shoe category, they're for tennis shoes, they're giving you no fees or whatever the lower fees, because they're fighting off these other sites. You know, there's new sites that pop up every day that are special, starting off the way Poshmark did. We're only going to sell this, say shoes, or we're only going to sell whatever. I'm being really loud right now.
I see that they even have an electronics category nowadays. Now, would I sell electronics on Poshmark? If I was cross-listing, probably. It gives you another platform. But
okay, so if electronics scare you, especially vintage electronics, this afternoon or in the morning, I will release a video about testing and cleaning vintage electronics. Since y'all were here on the show, let's give you a sneak peek of the item.
I prefer vintage electronics because they're easy. Most of them are easier to repair, and they tend to work better. And
so I picked up this guy. It sounds nice and clean. It is. Everything is shiny. So I tested it. It works fine. But there was some scratchiness and everything in here. So I'll show you how to get out the scratchiness and make this thing sound beautiful. I'll even show you that this thing is from the late 60s, early 70s, mid 70s, and you can attach and listen to an iPod on it. I'll show you how. Don't worry, the video.
That thing's that's in crazy good condition for being that old.
Yeah, I mean, it's got speakers. It's got a lot of connections, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So you can put external speakers or whatever.
It has line. It looks like it has line in and line out on it.
Yeah, it's got an auxiliary in, and it's also got speakers, so external speakers. So that thing is really that 8-track player. I picked it up for $4 at a yard sale, and it is.
Hook it up to your surround sound.
It's currently listed on. I actually have it listed. It's not listed on eBay.
Here's a problem people have with 8-track players. Well, I don't have an 8-track to go test that thing. Go to Goodwill. They got a crap ton. get one for 50 cents or $1 and buy a few because sometimes they might be messed up. Make sure the little foam pad on the bottom.
The minimum bid at the auction, I bid on some 8-tracks so I could test it. I got some good ones.
Do I have my tester? Oh, here, I'll show you my tester for 8-tracks.
I predict Glenn Campbell is going to be one of his.
Mine is Roy Clark, the best
Maybe
of.
John Ho. John Ho.
So let's see. I've got
Berlin Husky.
Face of Music, Electric Light Orchestra.
Ooh.
I got some Air Supply, Lost in Love. That's some series 80s or late 70s, early 80s. I got Peter Frampton Comes Alive. In case you need some Elvis, I got some Elvis.
I still got Roy Clark. I think I win.
Ladies, I didn't leave you out. I got some Helen Reddy. I got 2 of Helen Reddy.
I purposely bought the Roy Clark just because.
I bought some Anne Murray.
Okay, I can deal with Anne Murray.
Okay, so I do live in Alabama, so there might be a redneck or 2 watching. Hey, how about some Hank? Hank Jr., Man of Steel. The original Grease. And then here, I'm probably going to list this one, B.J. Thomas. You notice B.J. Thomas is still sealed.
Too bad that wasn't, the Peter Frampton or something of that nature. But B.J. Thomas is still pretty good.
And if you wanted to listen to B.J. Thomas, here's one that's not sealed.
Looks like somebody copied that one.
And some Elton John. Yeah, so I had some variety.
There's really no excuse. I can't do this. I can't do that. Well,
this is the I was looking for some Maidenform. This is the 3X that's not listed. I sold almost all the 2X to small, but 3X is not listed. So I have a ton of this 3X.
Mr. Sadie, I would have had a Crystal Gale. However,
that model doesn't look
Crystal Gale 8-track yet.
Fishing and picking, and I love me some John Conlon now. I can't do 8-track, so I will listen to. I just listen to it on my phone.
I thought sure you would have a Jim Neighbors in there.
I knew there was a reason why you follow and you listen to me because you got good taste.
My grandma liked Jim Neighbors. She was fascinated with Elvis's gospel stuff. My grandmother was.
So does Poshmark still do the no returns?
That I don't know. I've heard somebody say it, but
Bill Anderson. How about John Anderson? I listen to John Anderson.
Yeah, my wife loves John Anderson. And so do I. He's good.
And
good
John
stuff.
Anderson, and he's swinging. And we were swinging.
I think so, yeah.
3-day return. Unless you mess up. That's what I thought.
So I'm going to guess it's similar to Macari. I believe Macari, once you send it out and they get it, they have a certain amount of time to rate you. And if they don't rate you, that's it. You're done. I think it might be 3 days or something like after they get it. So I'm going to guess it's a similar policy to that.
I don't think it'll be on me, Beth, because I'm selling, new merchandise. It'll be, I'll give them I'll take them a picture of this little thing here that tells them the band size. So this is an extra large. So the band size is 40 to 44. And the cup size is D to DD, double D. Yeah,
I'm glad as a guy that we don't have to look at charts and fits. Yeah. Yep, good to go. I used to know all that stuff. I worked at a company called Blair. Anybody from this area will know what Blair is, and I'm sure everybody knows what Blair is. But it was a catalog company, and I worked in the call center. Mostly, they cater to older folks. But I had to know everything there was about sizing a bra because I had to explain it to customers on the phone. Yeah.
For their Cadillac?
I spent so many years. Catalog.
Oh, I thought you said Cadillac.
No. I worked for their catalog.
You did too.
Call it. Before the internet. before the internet, people would call the 800 number. Yeah. And I did that for a good 6 or 9 months. My mom worked there for a lot longer.
Harlan's lucky he's got a moderator thing, because he should be banned for a couple weeks for that.
My wife actually met John Conley. He did he might
Conley
still do it.
He still tours.
But he didn't sing at all at this event he was at. He was there it was a religious thing at a church. It was a game dinner at a church, and he came in, he was the speaker. So my wife was able to, a small church, but yeah.
Hey, good morning,
Brett. And
then
he played the local fair here, and I heard that, and he always ends with rose-colored glasses. And I went to the fair, and I hear that rose-colored glasses. I'm like, what the? That's John Conley. And by the time I got over there, the set was over, so I didn't get to see him. But.
Yeah, I appreciate the super chat, Brenda. So actually the song, one of the John Conley. How do we get on reselling and Posh Martin to John Conley? But we did. John
Conley's a legend.
What's this? The song about he's in the mental asylum. He's lost.
I love that one.
That's one of my favorite. If you pass me my crayons,
I don't remember loving you. Is that?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, that's.
I know just about every John Conley song.
That's a great song. I mean, just to listen to the story it tells. That's a great song.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's the way country used to be. Country used to, today is not. It's just not the same.
There's still some enjoyable songs, but you know what, the people who listen to 50s, 60s, maybe 70s music, when the 90s country came out, they didn't like it. There's a lot of good 90s country. Now we don't like the stuff that's out now. It's just the way it is.
So Glenn says I have to send an affidavit to eBay on a return today.
So Glenn, how does that work? What is the problem?
Yeah,
it's one of those returns where they switch the item or something.
And so there are a few of them, Brenda, that are out there. So last night we were at Moe's Barbecue downtown Huntsville. Just watching Harlan pound back mudslide after mudslide. I'm like, you're not even gonna be able to walk out of here. You need some water. Okay, so he drank one, but that's okay. What's his name song came on, and it was his first one, Red, and that was a good one for him to start out with. It tells a story about being put in jail and using the dog to get free. So there's still a few stories every now and then that yeah, Tracy, we were there and a guy walked up. I said you had one. The guy walks up and you can hear him offer he offered $5 or $10 to the bartender to turn it off country music.
That's it? $5 or $10?
Blake Shelton, yeah. Harley, whatever the name of your drink was, explain to him in the chat what your what the drink was. I don't think mudslide is not the right name for it. It's a bushwhacker. It's a bushwhacker.
Well, that sounds even more alcoholic.
Sounds sexy.
He said they sent the package. They sent it back for damage. They favor the buyer, so I have to send them an affidavit now.
I heard that's a new thing that eBay's doing, that if you claim, you have to sign this affidavit. Do you got to get it notarized and everything, or is it just I don't think you would. I mean, I don't think they go that far, but I heard it's a new thing that they're doing, and then they tend to side with you after that, but they probably still get the buyer their money anyway.
So Larry, we don't want. This is not a place to out your personal problems, so please stop.
I see that eBay has now made it a little bit better for us for the credit card chargebacks. They are allowing more evidence to be placed in the thing. It was horrible. I lost a credit card chargeback, which I should have won. But
Yeah, so there's your the drink Harlan had. It's a chocolate milkshake type drink with rum. So it looked like
oh God, don't tell
I
me
watched her
that.
make one. She put the chocolate around the glass and then she put the stuff in, and I don't know if the rum was in the stuff or she added the rum, but yeah, then you mix it all up and um,
I hate drinks that are made out of things that I really like. You know, like there's one that kind of tastes like an orange creamsicle. I can't remember what it's called. And if I was an alcoholic, man, I can't go to the bar because that's all I drank. It
so
tastes so good.
Harlan put a link on his Facebook. He took a picture of the Facebook photo. I've took a picture and posted it to Facebook. Um, and if you look at all his pictures and stuff, you'll realize that's not the first time he's posted that.
Do you put ketchup in with it, or?
Yeah. No, so we they're at I had smoked wings there last night, and they actually were really good. That's what Tracy had too, smoked buffalo wings. I can't drink that because it's got way too many carbs in it. I even came home, Joni had cooked chocolate cake, and I didn't eat that either.
My weight loss journey was interrupted on Sunday because we had a family reunion. You can't go to a family reunion and not eat that stuff. I mean, it was so good.
You watch me.
Yeah, I'll watch you sit there and be hungry, and I'll eat it. You know, I'm not as strict. That's probably why I'm not losing very much weight. But and then yesterday I snuck a McDonald's milkshake because it was hot.
Felix, you need to stop hanging out with perverts. I'm not going to wear it for them. Yeah, my brother actually
he's already modeled it.
My brother actually called me yesterday. He's like, I had to watch that damn video twice. It looked like you didn't have your pants on at first. I'm like, has he lost his damn mind even more than I thought? But yeah, no.
Yeah, if you start doing the panties, then I'm out. I'm not watching any of that.
Get you one of those.
I mean, this one was bad enough.
Nobody wants to see that.
Moose knuckle insert.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants to see moose knuckle.
Which is a real thing, that insert.
Sorry to disappoint you, all you folks out there. Yeah.
So you were talking about repairing and testing. I got this touch screen car stereo.
Right.
And I don't do a whole lot of testing, but I take a 12-volt transformer.
Right.
And then strip it to the two bare wires, and then touch it to the 12-volt power supply to this. So you can see that it powers on and changes channels. And
so you put one on the power and one on the ground, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
I do a similar thing. I take it out to the car and just hook it straight to the battery. All
right, folks. So this is a good point about used electronics. There's really good money in car stereos like that. So if that is an aftermarket, so it would need to be tested like that. But if that was a regular manufacturer's unit, I would not test it. I'd make sure I offer returns on it. I would mark it because that's an expensive unit.
That's a Pioneer. I sold it cheap. I bought it for $5 and sold it for $60.
Still, that's good return. What I would do is I would not. So say I got one that's a Chrysler. I'd describe it, tell what models it goes to, and then I'd offer returns for normal 30 days, and I would not test it because most people do not pull out a working factory unit because it broke. They remove a factory unit to put that unit in.
The only time that might be not true is when you get an older vintage car with the original stereo might have been in there for 30 years and somebody wanted to upgrade to Bluetooth or something. That's a difference. But anything modern, I don't test factory stuff.
This thing does almost anything. It's got a GPS. It's
that's got Bluetooth and it's got all that crazy
Bluetooth. It's got MP3. It's got, jeez. This has got more stuff on it than your home stereo, pretty much.
So other Steve says that first product got recalled a week ago. Haven't sold it since 2018. Now 3 people have contacted us for a refund. Amazon pretty much has it off the books. So now what? Send a check? No, you just ignore them. That's 5 years ago, going on 6 years. What was the product? Is it a product they would still be using now, or is it something they used up? Be curious to know
That's
what
crazy.
The product. But that's the way, folks. As times get tighter and money gets tighter, and people are losing. So, for those, I only follow this because it occurred to in an area near where I grew up. But part of the Bud Light thing, the people that make the bottles for Budweiser and Bud Light, they this week announced they were closing 2 factories because of the loss of demand. You realize that Bud Light is down damn near 30%. So that's a lot of bottles. Just think that was the number 1 beer in the country, whether you like their weak horse piss or not. No judgment here. But Wilson, North Carolina, I grew up in Kinston, which is about 30 minutes from there. 400 people lost jobs there because of because of a stupid decision by a company. And that's a small town. Wilson is not a. What's the population? Siri, what's the population of Wilson, North Carolina?
In 2020, the population of Wilson was 47,851.
It's not a big place. It's way bigger than it used to be, but still, 400 jobs in a town of 47,000.
Is that 1% of the job, or is that a 10%? No, that's not 10%. That's 1%.
That's 1%.
Which is, that's a big hit. 400 jobs.
Mr. Sadie, I'm the same way. I've never had one return. Knock on the car stuff, and that's folks. If you don't know Dusty's story, when he started reselling, that's what got him into full-time reselling. Was before the internet went crazy. He would go to manufacturers, pick and pull places, and pull all the pull just a ton of different car stereos and sell those. Him and a friend partnered together, and they would go from here to Florida and back buying stuff.
He's a guy that we met at the national meetup the first year, and I think he came the second year too, from Toledo, and that's what he does. He sells car parts from those kind of places.
His name will be
Chris.
Chris, I drink a lot.
Yeah, he does drink a little bit. Great guy, though. Great guy.
He's an outstanding individual. I like Chris a lot. But
he makes good money doing it.
Yeah, he has a good time. Yeah, but okay, even in that business though, there was a guy named Dave there, and Chris and Dave both sell auto parts, but Chris goes and pulls it from auto salvage. Dave likes to buy the whole car and part the whole car out. So even there, you got 2 guys doing the same thing, completely different.
If I think it was Chris, might have been somebody else. You don't have to pull all the engine parts or anything. You could just pull the simple, easy stuff. And there's always a market for a knob or a switch or
camera. That is. Brenda, that's a good point. Recalls are handled by the manufacturer. Refer them to the recall to the manufacturer. There is a rim. So the Baby Shark bath toy. I mean, give me a break. Your kid is still not using this 6 years later. If they are, you're not raising them right.
Well, the grandkids maybe.
I know, but they're 6 years older now. So if you gave this to a 3 or a 4-year-old, they're now 10 or 11. They're not watching Baby Shark anymore.
Is anybody?
But yeah, recalls are handled by the manufacturer. There is a remedy through the manufacturer, and that's exactly a great point. And that's exactly what I would do. I'd look up the information for them and tell them.
Do a tiny bit of research on it.
Please contact the manufacturer. They are responsible for this product. The camera says live reselling show. They talked about a 700% resell sell through.
Oh wow. It's a pretty good resell.
I know.
700%.
700%. It astounds me.
I'd retire today if I had a 700%
It never ceases to amaze me how people just go with stuff because it sounds good and they have no idea how wrong they are. Folks, please understand and help me correct these idiots. The maximum resale percentage is 100%. If there is one item for sale and it is sold, it's sold through at 100%. If there is one item for sale and you look at it and go, well, 3 of them sold, that's not a 300% sell-through rate because the time period is not the same. You got to, in this 6-month period, you have 10 available. How many of those 10 sold? It's not, I have 1 available now. In the last 90 days, 3 sold. So in the last 90 days, so that would be a 75% sell-through rate. I have 1 available for sale and 3 sold. So there's a total of 4. 3 out of 4 have sold. 75% sell-through rate. Come on, folks. Let's do some serious math here.
So people get ROI and sell-through rate mixed up all the time, and I'm guessing that's where it's going. But
yeah, it's
and that person probably has a whole lot of followers who eat up every word they say.
So
that's the funny part to me is that.
So Brent, a lot of it's been made of the one can, but it's not the one can. It's the constant lying by Budweiser. So Budweiser will go, well, it was just one time, it was just one can. But if you look back at Dylan's social history, that started in November. This was a campaign that they hired this person to promote Bud Light. And then the problem is not that Dylan is trans and calls himself that he hasn't transitioned to a woman. He's transitioned himself to girlhood. His entire following is very, very young. And because he's running around laughing, making fun of everything, that he's a girl now, a younger age. And so it is, people are angry that you have hired someone who is appealing and towards children. This is not, it is, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, is you took a product that is red-blooded American, born in, blue collar, and go, let's, and then you insulted all of them by saying, the bad humor, advertising and stuff, didn't reach the audience. Bud Light has built their whole shtick on Bud, why, Zer. I mean, we're talking frogs. We're talking, what's up? I mean, of just silly male humor.
I think this guy portrays himself as a teenage girl, and then he's selling beer, which is a product not for teenage girls.
Correct.
And I don't have a problem with him wanting to be whatever. I mean, do it, but certainly not something you should be promoting to teenage girls. Here.
The CEO gets on there and lies and tells you it's a one-time thing. A bottler out of Huntsville, Alabama, who's all over the internet talking about how it's affecting, the families and people that serve the beer at a local community of Huntsville, Alabama. It was just a one-time thing. He believed the lie that. Remember when you're looking at that CEO of Budweiser, he's a spook. He is a spook, folks. What did he do before that? He was in the CIA. His whole thing is he lies to you. Don't miss this, folks.
The CIA doesn't lie.
Oh, they don't lie? Oh.
I could tell you stories.
So if you buy something on Temu, be prepared. If you say, sure, you can send me text. I got my first one of the day. I got 3 yesterday. I got another one today. Congrats. It came back for you. This item you viewed is highly rated. Grab it now.
Have you gotten your item yet from Temu?
No. I just ordered it 3 or 4 days ago.
wondering how that whole process, because a lot of people are weary to order from them, but they're similar to Wish.
So I ordered 10 or 12 items. I'll do a live unboxing of them, or I'll record it, one or the other. It might be easier just to go live and do it. But I ordered some things that I'm going to resell. Oh my God, Beard, are you worried about them being fakes or whatever? Maybe a little, but I'm sending those to the auction. I bought things to sell at the auction.
Why does my hand look so red?
Well, earlier you looked so dark, I thought you had turned to a Latino.
Latina?
I've been spending a little time. Well, one of my arms is darker than the other, but I've been spending a lot of time in the sun. So.
I thought you were going to say one of your arms is longer than
Also, okay, so if you've ever followed me,
that looked pretty. That looked pretty. Maybe I should start drinking Bud Light.
I break sunglasses, something terrible, and so I ordered 3 pairs of sunglasses, of the styles that I like. We'll see how those work out. I ordered 2 Apple Watches.
Yeah, those aren't going to be real.
Oh, I know they're not real, but I was just very curious to see what kind of quality they are, and how well they.
I'm so hard on my Apple. I'm so hard on my Apple Watch that the screen popped off the other day, and I had to get it repaired. It cost me $42 to get that damn thing fixed.
I'm trying to think, what else did I order? Johnny ordered some things too. She ordered a lighter, like the candle lighter. It's a little lighter. She ordered one of those.
College Picker showed how to fix those.
It already came in. Why would you fix them when they're so freaking cheap? I don't think she paid like $1.
The watch.
Oh, the watch.
I didn't trust myself on this one. The adhesive, if you do it right, the adhesive has a little chip on it because it's Apple. Why would adhesive need a little electronics chip on it? It doesn't. But because they are Apple and they don't want you to fix it yourself. So I didn't trust myself. I could have. There's a lot of videos on it. But.
So, no, I get it. She says she's tired of seeing Temu listens on eBay. So last night when I was talking to Mother, I was looking at printers because she has Macs like I have Macs, and a lot of the weakness of some of the cheaper thermal printers is you can't do the Bluetooth on a Mac. They're not the printer is not supported through Mac for Bluetooth printing, and so I found a Fomio printer on Temu, and I'm like, I've seen that brand. I know it's on Amazon, and it was actually $39 cheaper on Temu than Amazon. Same model, same everything.
Be interested to see what you get. So hope you do that video.
Yeah, but I bought some hats and beanies to sell at the local auction. So I'm not going Temu to eBay or anything. So you can rest assured that I'm not. You won't have to worry about me, Noah. I just very curious what happened at the auction. The one thing is you're always looking for. I don't worry about the auction and putting stuff up there right now because I'm not worried about finding stuff because the yard sales will fill the van up. But yard sales end in mid-October here, and so you've got October to February really you got 5 months to figure out things to sell, finding stuff. Estate sales, if you're buying from estate sales, and you're used to buying yard sale prices, get a little more expensive, so your return suffers.
Certain things you can still buy at estate sales, though. Like I stopped in an estate sale this week and bought a DVD for $1 because it's a DVD. They don't think about that. I think this one does about $20.
Does this make you feel better, Carol? I'm now wearing 2 bras for you.
You just got to be more selective at estate sales. They can't price everything the right way.
Right.
Yeah, they don't know. There's a professional estate sales company here called Mellon Tees, and vintage electronics are almost always underpriced because they just don't know, like your Walkmans and things like that.
So, no, I didn't know that Temu actually had listed in themselves. That's pretty interesting.
Vintage computers are always underpriced. They have no idea what they have.
And so Todd, and they said, why is the hand on the show? He never says anything. That is actually outstanding. He showed you how to test a car stereo without putting it in your car. That is also a wonderful point about estate sales. They miss stuff. You've got to figure out what the, right. They can't look up the books, so the books are almost always one price. They can't look up the DVDs; they're almost always one price. Clothing at estate sales is almost always one price because they don't have time, especially you know they don't have time to look up all this stuff. And so first day you can
They're
pick
in
up.
there looking for the fancy stuff, the
Yep.
stuff that's going to make the estate sale company the most money, and they
Yeah.
pass up so much good stuff. I mean, bathroom stuff cheap, paint cans cheap.
A couple of weeks ago, I was looking at their sterling silver jewelry, and they had like $15 on each item. And two of them had the James Avery logo on the back. If you know James Avery, that's like 10 times the price of regular sterling silver jewelry.
Not that Pastor James Avery. I don't know him.
I thought he made labels, Avery.
Oh,
Maybe that's
no,
somebody else in his
different
family.
Avery. That's his cousin.
Cousin Doug Avery.
Look up James Avery jewelry on eBay and see what it's worth.
That's when a little bit of knowledge goes a long way. I wouldn't know. I would see sterling silver jewelry and not have no. I would know it was sterling silver because it says 925 or it says sterling on it. Other than that, I wouldn't know a thing.
So I call
James
Noel.
Avery jewelry has a little 3-candle candelabra logo on the back.
Yeah, so I called Noel the other night. I think Todd was in there too. She was showing a bunch of stuff that she had picked up at estate sales and like stamps, bulk stamps and stuff. They can't look it up. They can't know. And so if you're someone who is patient enough to deal with that kind of stuff, that's a great place to go buy it, because the one thing is you can look at some pictures and you can tell, people that collect things, they tend to keep them in nice condition, and they had spent the money. They were in these, the envelopes she could, whatever she called them, where they don't transfer, they don't degrade, they don't stick to each other.
Acid free stuff. I sold a bunch of stamps on my YouTube auction one time. I have no clue what was in there, but I almost guarantee whoever bought them did, because they spent good money on them. I can't remember what they bought them for, but
your estate sales sound cheaper than ours. There's no way you're going to get a recliner for. So glassine, that was the name of it, Galcine or glassine or.
So here, on the last day of the estate sale, they practically give furniture away if it's still there, because they don't want it. They don't want to take it to the Mel and T's. They have their own little store, but they don't have furniture in there. It's not big enough for all that stuff. So stuff that doesn't sell, they'll take back to the store. But that's another thing I don't like about some of the local estate companies, is that they have their own store, and so the prices on some things tend to stay high, because if they don't sell, then they can take them, at the end of the estate sale. And I don't know what kind of contract they have with the people, but I'm sure there's a buyout at the end of the estate sale. Yeah. So I do have an issue with that, and the first day, man, are they overpriced, but you can still find good things if you know what you're looking for.
So Jacob says David Yerman is another expensive sterling silver. There are people here that one lady specifically, I know she's watched the show before, who will get there at a certain estate sale company, and she'll usually be first and I'll be second, and I don't worry anything about her because she's going straight to the jewelry and I'm going straight for the electronics. And so and so there's never generally every now and then we're cross, but not much.
I was looking for the sterling that I have, and in my drawer I found a tube of Permatex I didn't even know I had. Nice.
What is that? Super glue?
I have it.
Oh,
no, it's thread locker.
Blue thread lock, yeah.
The blue thread locker. I didn't even know I had it. I don't know where that came from. I'm in that drawer all the time, and I've never seen it before. Wonder if my wife found it somewhere and threw it in there.
Yeah, if you get sterling silver that's got Tiffany stamped on it, yeah, it's good stuff. James Avery.
Give you
Some
something
other
different to look at.
brands. Noel knows it, I'm sure.
If you could learn, I mean, that's just something to learn. If you could learn that field, you could probably make some really decent cash at these estate sales or any other place. Yard sales, people just don't know. Grandma's jewelry box, you know. I
The
don't
one thing,
suggest you go to grandma's house and raid her jewelry box. I'm talking, you know, after she passes.
the one thing about estate sales is it's an acquired skill because you need to go in there and be able to quickly assess what the value of something is. And then also you need to figure at the same time, you need to figure out the estate sale company and what their weakness is. So as you go to the same estate sale company over and over, you have an idea of making your life easier by, I know these people don't look up this or they don't value, because remember that the people that are putting these values on items is they are human as well as the rest of us. So they look at something and see a value just like we do, and they don't have time most of the time to look every item up. You know, the shiny items, the sparkly items, the big names, they will look up, but you know, there's tons of electronics and stuff that they just don't have time. They throw a price on. Um, and also understand in your market what is popular. I don't have to buy the DVDs and stuff, the DVD players the first day, because half the time if I don't buy them, nobody buys them. If it's a really,
Was
if it's one of
just
the
able to
really
get one of those
brand,
brother typewriters at the last day of an estate sale for $2.50 because nobody bought it, and I sold it for $80 plus shipping on eBay. If you know what you're looking for, you know, I could have bought that the first day they had it selling for $5. I would have bought that for $5 easy, but went the last day, it's still sitting there. Nobody knows, you know.
so Tamara, has Supply Hut fixed their issue? The way they fix it is they have corrected the length of it. I think the price is probably the same because remember their cost from whoever they bought it from has not changed. Um, I would, if you're going to buy bubble wrap, I would probably suggest American Bubble Boy, at least for the near future, and to make sure you get what you get. Because cost wise, I think it would be cheaper to get American Bubble Boy right now because they were competing regular prices. Um, oh, except Tracy. Yeah, Tracy, quit listening to what I tell you about stuff. What stuff's worth. And quit buying my electronics.
Yeah, I paid $15 for this at the estate sale, and I've got it listed for $169.99.
What is it?
James Avery silver pendant.
Oh, it's in a bag. I get it now.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what it was. I was looking at the whole thing and not just a little spiral there.
Like last week, I didn't go through the estate sale, and I'm like, was this, and this there? And Tracy's like, yeah, I bought that, and that. I'm like, I could have been there and beat you to it because I will get up earlier.
You know, that little bit of competition is fun though.
Oh, I don't.
Then you
He knows I
compare
don't care.
notes later. You know,
This is how much I care about whether Tracy bought it or not. On the way home from eating wings with Harlan and Tracy last night, I go by a neighborhood and there's a big sign out front saying community sale Friday and Saturday. I called him before I even got home. I'm like, Tracy, this neighborhood out here by me is Friday, Saturday community. Come on. I mean, so that's how much I care.
You can't see it, but there's a little candelabra right there, and a J.A. James Avery.
That's good to know.
Jennifer, everybody probably forgot it. I'll forgive you this time, people. Hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. If Steve has to ask you, there'll be no forgiveness. We'll just berate you incessantly. So Flip It Good, I have sold on Whatnot. I've had 3 or 4 shows. Shipping is pretty straightforward. Noel does. I need to do that again, but
I have not done my first Whatnot yet.
The thing you need to do is, you know, load the pictures up so people can see what you're, you know, don't make it a mystery. Watch some auctions to see how they go. You're allowed to play some music. You know, really, this is this is hard for some people. You got to have a little bit of personality. You know, when you're talking to people, you got to be a little bit of engaging. Yeah, Steve, you're out. So, um,
I can't win at anything.
Or you can
damn.
just be real pretty and hold the item between your breasts.
So shipping has changed. It's not the same. I'll send you a bra if I need to.
Oh, I'm getting close. Getting close that I'm almost, enjoying my own.
I've got it. There you go.
It might work. Yeah,
3X. It's good for a 50 to 52, anywhere from a C to a double D. So you should be good.
The cup size might be a little big, but
Ladies, I'm gonna put these on there. If you buy these bras and wear them, you'll look just like that,
There you go.
smiling and attractive, just like that.
they would not put that person on there if it wasn't true.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Look at the lady on the front. Look how happy she is. Wearing these bras will make you happy and give you kind of a
Cozy.
sexy look right there.
It's cozy.
Guaranteed. Make sure you weigh your items, calculate it with the package, or you'll get backhanded if you undercalculate. I wonder how long they would last because people were doing, putting the wrong shipping in. It's always corrected mine. I always put the right shipping and right the cost. Lexi says, sorry if she asked the wrong question. I didn't see the question.
I scrolled back and I didn't see a question, so ask again.
Are you talking to somebody else, Lexi? Just the wrong chat? We can forgive you because you've been here quite a few times.
Yeah, I looked back up. I didn't see her question either.
That's why I'm trying to give one to Steve because yes, Cozy Bra is the Bud Light of bras.
All right. I mean, I'm not opposed to drinking a Bud Light if somebody gave it to me for free.
So that's the secret to why I couldn't stay away. I was away from the show at 3 months or so. That's why I couldn't stay away because I enjoy hanging out with people who are just as demented as I am.
If you only knew the truth.
We have the world's greatest chat because they are just as messed up.
They're
as
all
we are.
demented. Every single one of them. Ain't nobody sane in that chat.
Like the panel.
And even the people that are lurking, y'all are just as bad. You just have not come to the full realization of your potential. We hope that we will bring it out in you, and you will chat with us and join us, and graduate from lurking to full insanity. It's awesome.
Dimension needs a group.
Dimension needs a group. Damn right it does. Yeah, you choked up Todd. That's
funny.
He's gonna have to put a glove on to stop choking.
I go on Noel's lives and just I spout off all kinds of stuff. It's a wonder she puts up with me.
So Noel, do you do your live show the same time every week, or just when you feel like it?
I think over there it's best to be a consistent show. Do it at the same time every week.
Because I called it last week, but I don't want to miss it this week because
Thursday's any better than it used to be. What's his name kept shutting down the platform every Thursday night.
Todd and I had fun in your chat. Your regular viewers are probably like, "Who are these two idiots?" I can't believe you haven't banned them yet. What the hell?
You're unbannable.
Todd, how you did that for 25 years. I heard the stories of my brother doing it for a year. He worked at the county jail for a year before he got back out. So her show is Let's Talk About It, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday nights. Mark that on your calendars. Put your reminder in your phone.
So that's so that she stays consistent with her show. I've heard that that's the best way to go over there.
A lot of great information. She'll talk about different things because she buys at estate sales and she buys different stuff out. And she is out on the West Coast. The one thing they touched on a little bit is July 9th is an important day for resellers. Does everybody know what happens July 9th? No, don't put it. So Brenda, what did I not? I've talked for years about, have multiple platforms, have multiple ways to get rid of stuff. And it's, I'm starting to sell on Poshmark, adding a new platform to try to sell all this excess clothing that I have.
Mr. Sadie, I have not been on Todd's show. And it's not because I'm too cool. It's usually because I'm out working.
And so I should have listened to myself a year or two ago when I got all this stuff and should have put a lot of it on Poshmark because a lot of clothing moves over there and I should be selling it. There's no list.
Tamara brings up something about people leaving eBay because shipping is changing everywhere. Why would people leave eBay for that? But they do. That's the silly thing.
Okay, so the
I'm
big
quitting
thing
eBay because the shipping is changing. So
July 9th is the people in the chat are kind of hinting at it. It's supposedly the start of USPS Ground Advantage. And so, what is this big scary monster that is USPS Ground Advantage? It is if you took first class and you took parcel post and went just like that. You smashed them together. And you took the best. Really, I think you took the best of both of them. So Ground Advantage on the first class end up now is instead of stopping at 13 ounces, everybody's going to get the 16 ounce. So as long as it's 15.99 ounces or less, it's still going to go in 4 ounce increments. So 0 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 12, 12 to 13 to whatever. 15.99. You're still going to get those same lesser rates that you would have got on first class. It's going to be all ground. So first class was faster than parcel. So now parcel is, if you've noticed shipping on parcel, it's much faster than it used to be. It's 2 or 3 or 4 days faster than it used to be. Like sending it media mail. It used to be forever, but now it is sped up. And so now the entire thing is going to be called one thing. So they're still going to be, priority hasn't changed other than some of the prices have gone down on priority. I was sending priority yesterday for $7. Freaking priority for $7. When's the last time we got $7 pricing on priority? It's been a couple of years. And so how does it affect you? If you are a person on eBay who uses business policies, which most of you should be using them. If not, man, what the hell are you doing? And you've selected that, I'm selling this bottle cap. You can have it first class. You're going to have to go in and change that because there's no longer first class. You should just be able to go to your business policies and change the policies, and it'll change all the listings that say that. I've recommended for years that you don't pick economy shipping, pick standard shipping, pick one of those bigger labels, and that way you get to pick the shipping. Mine says standard shipping. If I want to send it to you FedEx or if I want to send it to you priority, you'll get it the way I give it to you. Other than that, changing
sounds like they're just trying to streamline, get rid of products that don't really. Parcel Select rarely made sense. Rarely. I mean, I've sent it that way a couple times.
So that also means that okay, for those of you who have sold like liquids couldn't go first class because liquids had to be ground. Ground Advantage, a first class liquid is now Ground Advantage. It's perfectly fine to go Ground Advantage ground because I'm trying to think of what do I got right here that's that small.
I think in the long run it's going to help. I mean, it's going to be confusing for some sellers for a while, even myself. But
how is it confusing? I just explained it to you in quick, easy steps.
I wasn't listening.
Damn it. Oh, and that's the Robert. That wonderful point. the biggest positive, and I love this, guys. I think this is a win for us as resellers. And there's the number one point, Robert Bowman. Thank you so much, buddy. First class today. If I sell this bottle class and this bottle cap first class, and it gets lost and destroyed, I'm out of luck. I refund the buyer and say, I'm sorry, man. Now, Ground Advantage on the 9th, you get $100 insurance on every package,
which is crazy. Yeah, that's something that you had to add before for what, $1 or $2, sometimes even more, depending on how much it was.
So Noel says that Pirate Ship already has a list out of what the price will be. There was an email that went out last week. So hey, at least you got a fighting chance, Grace. Right now, you have no chance whatsoever. You need to learn.
You can all say that. Oh, the thing I hear the most is that USPS never honors the insurance. Bull. I've had insurance claims several times, and they've honored everyone but maybe one. Every time.
So if you would care to have someone read the business policies and talk about these things and read to you the Pirate Ship changes and stuff, Noah has kindly listed a link to her last show. You can go watch her last show and have her kind, soft voice read you the rules. I'm just going to yell at you. She'll be nice to you. She also goes into pretty decent detail about business policies, why you should use them, how to use them. If you use Pirate Ship, that is a great strength of Pirate Ship. They do the claim for you. I love Pirate Ship. I use Pirate Ship for every single eBay item. Can you use Pirate Ship for Poshmark? Anybody know? Does it pull in like eBay does? I don't think so.
I don't know if it pulls in, but I think you're allowed to use your own shipping. So you could if you wanted to.
My cup of coffee is
trying to figure. All right, since I haven't updated my business policies in like ever, how do I get to them? Does anybody know how to get to business policies? It's been a while.
Hey, see, Tracy, you're the only one that had trouble with first class claims. They must have figured out that you were trying to scam them.
Oh, never mind. I got it. I figured it out.
They're like, that damn Tracy Watch is a scammer. Okay, Poshmark sends you the label. Okay, never mind. I see. I don't know. I was just asking. Hey, thank you so much, ladies. Don't worry. By next week, I'll be an expert. This week, I'm just starting today. Okay. Should I offend this audience or not, Steve?
Oh yes, go for it.
I 100% agree with Chris Lynn. When Chris Lynn told 3 years ago, when Chris Lynn told y'all that ladies would rather buy their items from a lady, and therefore his profile picture was a lady, I think he was 100% correct. How many people want to buy their?
Oh yeah, I remember all the controversy.
How many people want to buy this from a bearded dude?
Well, there are some freaky types out there.
I don't know. Some people, you see all kinds of memes about riding a beard, and yeah, if I wasn't already married, I might take you up on that. But
so your Poshmark name is going to be Bearded Lady?
Yeah, my Poshmark name is going to be Bearded Lady.
I'm in the process of changing everything to standard shipping just because.
So no one's talking
now
about
priority. We can keep priority the same, right?
Yeah, priority is the same.
Okay.
You just got to change your business policies to get rid of anything that says first class.
I'm just going standard on everything.
I said no. I'm the same way. I don't care who I buy from, as long as they're a reputable seller, as long as they, that they've got decent feedback. I don't care who they are.
But Poshmark's a different beast, though. People actually look at who's selling that stuff and follow and do all that, or they used to when Chris said that. And so on Poshmark, it did make sense. What he said did make a lot of sense.
So I'm going to hide in the Poshmark closet. I'm not coming out of the Poshmark closet. That's terrible right there, isn't it?
That's standard envelope. Okay. So. Media.
Harlan.
Return
Efficiency.
shipping.
Just show them my picture, they'll sell out.
Okay. Free standard shipping. Okay.
Yeah. So for those of you who missed for those of y'all who missed all the comedy, do you get a profile picture on
Brenda.
Do you get a profile picture on Thingamajig? Carol, close your eyes. I'm gonna make that my profile picture on.
Oh God, why?
My eyes.
Oh, they actually have a ground advantage already in the shipping policies that you can choose. But I'm just going to go standard with everything, every first class thing.
Just pick standard, folks. It's so much easier. You know, save yourself the trouble. Pick standard, and that way, your life is much simpler.
But they do have that option already. I know somebody the other day was trying to change things and they didn't have the option yet, but they do now have. It's under Parcel Select Ground Advantage is what it's called.
Just use a puppy picture. All right, so let's find one. If I only had a cute one.
You're right back.
I want to find that one of them.
I got your posh picture right here.
I'm looking to find you a.
Yeah. There's your posh picture. Anybody can buy from a big guy on a Harley.
I've got a really good one here. Hold on one second. Everyone talk amongst yourselves. That's it. How about I make that the picture?
Oh.
Is there anything cuter than Phoebe and Franklin?
Oh, hell no.
They're
Oh, use a kitten picture?
Yeah, Todd. That person on that bike didn't have a beard, so there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Joanna said there's a guy who followed her on Posh, was dressed in women's underwear and a bra. She was confused and unfollowed him. Hey, I've been working hard on my diet. I'm under 200 pounds for the first time in quite a while.
Look how low down
I'm working hard on my diet too.
The shocks are on that Harley.
I might have some bacon this morning.
This is, good popcorn. The smart stuff. It says smart on the bag.
Be sure to add. Is that still a thing that people put on there from a pet-free home? Is that still a thing?
I see. I don't know about Poshmark, but I've seen it on some platforms. I see it on eBay sometimes.
This is definitely a pet-free home. They're free to roam wherever they want to go.
No. All my pets were free when I got them.
No pet prisons, none of that stuff. They're free to do whatever they want to.
I didn't pay a dime for my pets when I got them.
It's definitely smoke-free. Ugh.
Smoke-free for sure.
Pet infested home.
Years ago when I did eBay, I put that stuff in there, but I never had anybody question me on it since I stopped doing it. So, and nobody's ever said, "Oh my God, this has pet hair on it." You're storing your inventory correctly. You don't have to worry about it.
That's some lazy dog right there.
It's a dog ass.
Noel said she was going to do a video, Glenn, on business policies. I don't know that she's done it yet. She's been slacking off, going to estate sales and stuff, buying stuff for her children.
There's my eBay organization right there.
Damn, yours is just turn it around and accept your craziness.
Yeah, that's very organized looking.
It's funny, I can be that disorganized to still make money. I love eBay.
So she's making it today. We're holding you to that. Okay, Brenda, I don't have any cat, Dan. I don't have any cats. It's one of the fun and exciting, just covering the shipping. It's pretty straightforward. I think we're making a lot of stuff more difficult than it. I can tell you.
Yeah.
So Monday I shipped, I don't know, 29, 31, something items combined eBay and Amazon because I shipped late into Friday, so I didn't have a lot of Fridays to ship. And so up until this point, I have been having UPS have to pick up, at least half the packages. At one point, they were doing 3/4 of the packages. Anyone on the panel like to care to guess how many packages went UPS on Monday versus the post office?
You mean like a percentage? 75%.
20%. 0%.
This is your hint. Not one package went UPS. Okay, so 4 of them I had to change in Pirate Ship. So the nice thing about Pirate Ship is it tells you, for an additional amount, it'll go from UPS to USPS. I changed 4 of them a penny. So it cost me 4 cents to just, and so literally I saved money because I threw them in priority boxes instead. And so I used a priority box for a penny. So I used a free box, but so that has the either Amazon's you're not getting passed on the great discounts where you're being given, or the post office has gotten, and I think it's a combination of the two. I think the UPS is not as aggressive, and the post office are. Folks, get used. There's one thing that we should be talking about that I feel like I have failed you. Anybody know what happened Friday? In the world, it affects reselling. What happened Friday? We still have 82 people, so those 15 or 20 people that left, they'll never know this. They probably didn't hit the thumbs up button and left. Damn it. Before I could tell them this. You need to be preparing for a shipping apocalypse. On Friday, UPS was required by the Teamsters to give them their final proposal for their because the end of July, 1st of August, the Teamsters are going without a new contract. The Teamsters are going on strike. That is going to devastate UPS. Remember, UPS carries 6% of the packages or 6% of the commerce in the country. I forget. I don't know what percentage of package it is, but that will be a tremendous disruption. Oh, Beard, I don't ship UPS. You're wrong. If you can't ship at UPS, who do you think is going to pick up the slack? FedEx and the post office. I only ship the post office where I'll be prepared to wait in line because it's going to cost you time because there's going to be more people there.
No.
Yep. No, Mercedes, it was temporarily settled a few months ago, and they come back and said, Friday, your last proposal Friday. No, Brenda, that's the wrong thought. You rarely use UPS. What the fuck? I've got a radio for sale back here, and I just picked up somebody's radio traffic on a handheld walkie-talkie. That's weird.
Come on, good buddy. Breaker 19.
So
10-4.
USPS drivers are Teamsters as well, but they are not facing a strike like UPS is.
Detail.
How many packages on Amazon go UPS when normally for you?
All
I
you
think I've seen it.
Amazon sellers, that's all your inbound shipping is going to be a mess. What's up with my big girl?
Well, that would suck. I'm glad I'm not sending anything in right now if that's the case, because regular, you'd have to spend a lot of money at the post office or even FedEx to get those packages to Amazon. That would suck.
Phoebe, did you come out here to tell them all those people shooting off fireworks last night, they suck? Is that what you come to say? That you already hated them, now you hate them more?
Amazon's got infrastructure in place to pick up the slack. That means that maybe I'll get some flex jobs since they'll have to send out more that way.
Do you have a
UPS order? Sure. Franklin.
Hi, Joni.
Hey,
Look, everybody. I suffered through the night. All y'all suck.
it was terrible.
Franklin.
Our dog, when we had the dog.
Todd.
Fireworks
like-
Brady cut.
I like the invisible person. Look, I've got an equal.
Look at
That's
that.
my kind of girl. Only show your
But
hand,
that is a tremendous, folks. If you don't understand, if we lose UPS, so it won't go completely down, but a significant amount of UPS will go down without the Teamsters and their drivers, the union. I would bet 75% of UPS will be crippled.
Hey, Joni.
What
Yes.
they'll do is
Did
Go ahead.
Scott have to have your help to put that bra on?
No, he did it all on his own. He's had practice.
practice putting them on.
Noel says hello.
Hey, no. No, he's had he knows.
When did I have practice?
You've taken mine off a time or two.
Oh, and I also have these to sell on Poshmark. So pick up your
Pick up your
laser
your
cut
mesh.
hipster.
Please do not model those.
I will. I'll model them. You want me to
Uh-oh.
model them?
Here we go. Here we
Oh
go.
God, no.
Jesus Christ, help us.
Here we go. I don't have to see anything.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all a story. I'm going to tell y'all a true story.
Oh
When
my
I
God.
met Scott,
His voice
first
is going to go up
panties-
an octave.
the first panties I've ever seen him in were like those kinds. He used to wear the men bikini panties.
We don't need to know any of that.
His panties were and
No.
I weighed 108 pounds. His panties back in the day were still probably smaller than mine.
He has to cut
It's the
himself
only way to
out
get
of
them off. Now you can wear them like a diaper.
Wasted a pair of panties.
I know,
Let's cut off the circulation.
Ain't nobody
to his
want them
brain.
now.
I would have worn them.
Cut the circulation off to his brain right there.
I don't know.
Cut the circulation off to his
You might have.
actual brain.
You might have wore a small one. We met, but a small
that's
ain't covering
what I
all
said.
that. Ain't covering all that.
I mean, I do have a booty, but that's okay.
I got some large ones back there. Anybody need one?
Oh my Lord,
Thinks with his little
Harlan, the
head.
first panties he wore. Stop saying that. Well, I mean, I call all men's underwear panties, don't I?
I don't listen to you.
Ain't no men calling
Whitey
that.
whities are panties.
Well, maybe that Dylan guy, but
Briefs, like the boxer briefs, they're panties too. No, his voice didn't go up. They've already had a cookie. Stop giving them cookies.
Where'd they go? It's only
Hey, Shannon.
it's only Grandma Dixie Belle.
Oh,
All right, so
Haynes or Fruit
where's
of the Loom?
Jennifer? Is that like our Jennifer?
No, it's a different Jennifer.
Oh,
Or Jockey? Jockey, Haynes, or Fruit of the Loom?
I can be in Biden's cap. I can be in
yeah,
Biden's
Brenda.
cabinet.
Skibbies to
DVDs.
me are still panties.
I look better than Dylan. Damn right.
Silky thong panties for men. I'm gonna pass on those.
Harlan said he's never wore panties, but well, they're
Scott-
never put down.
Scott, you could be eligible for a cabinet spot now.
There's nobody here, Dixie Belle. You can have that one.
Scott
Harlan,
can now be
you
a beer
strike
spokesman.
me as the type to wear bikini underwear for men. I'll
Lord.
bet, Harlan, you wear a Speedo at the beach.
See where this is why I am like I am. Y'all wonder why I am like I am.
Look, Scott had to be hospitalized for a bowel obstruction when Jacob was like 3 weeks old. And so Kathy, Scott's mom, came down. And I mean, you know, online selling in 1998 was truly just getting off the ground. And so what did she and I do one night? We looked at toys, adult toys online.
Where is this show going today?
I don't know where this show's going. I told you.
Anyway,
You have this.
yes, I am the reason for his warped mind. Well, and his mother too, but
This is
we're
terrible.
the reason.
All right, you're being expelled from the building.
So did anybody get any of that cheap gas yesterday?
What?
Cheap gas.
We didn't have
Yeah,
any.
$1.77 at Sheets yesterday. It's crazy.
We don't have a
What?
Sheets. Sheets was running
Darn it.
$1.77 gas. We don't have Sheets.
Really? Ooh, nice.
We had to stick with the regular old.
See how I did that?
We had to stick with 292
Yeah,
gas.
it didn't work. I mean, my
Yeah.
mind is still on.
Hmm. Is the whole show muted? No. Okay.
No, I can hear you.
All right. Mr. Sadie says, "Stop interrupting the lady."
All right, I got rid of her.
Anyway, that Sheets thing was crazy yesterday, man.
I've been out here
Good.
mowing the grass. Go away.
You didn't mow shit. David did.
So I
Damn good job.
Put her
I
in
went to
timeout.
one of the local Sheets, and I was able to sneak in the back way and get to the pump, and because everybody had the other end of the gas station blocked off from the road, so I snuck in the back way and I got right into a pump and got out. It was funny. People were not happy with me, so I got my $1.77 gas yesterday.
All right, so there's your entertainment. Tracy, so we were in Orlando. That might have been the first time Tracy met Joni. So this has been a famous line. So Tracy, tell everybody what you told Joni when you met her down in Orlando. And it's been true ever since I met her. I have to wait the 20 seconds. I forget that. Dun, dun, dun. Is there anything else wonderful happening in reselling? She's crazy as hell. There you go, right there. That's exactly what Tracy looked right at Johnny and go, "You're crazy as hell." Oh, because ask Jennifer, you never know what's going to come out of her mouth. You can't. I can control me on live, on being live. I can't control anything coming out of her craziness. I read the seller update and I didn't notice it. I didn't even notice anything that was worth even updating. They missed
there
the
was a couple.
promise of buy it now or making an offer or whatever. But other than that,
The added ability to add more things to your claims, your disputes for the chargebacks is huge for me. I like that, because before you had to Photoshop everything together and try to get it in there, and it was really hard. But now you can add more pictures and whatever.
why is mine every time I hit something it's doing twice? What the heck? But a lot of it is the one thing I appreciate a lot is these changes. Get ahead of them. You know, go ahead and do your business policies. Go ahead and take advantage of the changes, build them into your business, and move forward. You know, if you spend time. Oh my God, I've got to change my listings. eBay just sucks. I'm not selling anything on eBay. All that negativity goes into everything you do. It goes into your ability, whether you source or not. You know, that negative person, well, it's going to rain. I don't feel like doing it. I'm telling you, ask Harlan how many times we clean up on rainy day. Last Friday and Saturday, we did really well at yard sales. There wasn't nobody out there. Somebody in the chat, which I will not name, Tracy, decided he had too much stuff and it was a holiday weekend. And he was just going to skip yard sales. I'll show you another
Sacrilegious.
picture. I'll show you another
Skip
picture.
yard sales.
He hadn't been to yard sales in 2 weeks.
Oh,
I know.
I actually have to skip them myself. But even when I'm out there working on Fridays and Saturdays, if there's a yard sale and I'm between deliveries, I'm stopping.
Where's my picture? We had just been on the third yard sale when I took this picture. I'm like, look at that. That is from the back. You see there's stuff between the seats, and that's the back. That's after 3 yard sales on a holiday, July 4th weekend. It's just stupid how much stuff we found. We found so much crap that we had to eventually quit and go home. But and then after that, quit and go home. By that go pick up Harlan's truck at his daughter's house and then go to an estate sale and a yard sale in 2 vehicles. Because I finished filling up the front seat. We bought so much craziness. It's and Harlan will tell you I'm not lying. We went to 12 yard sales. How many resellers did we see that we recognized? None of the resellers were out there. There were I think one guy who we saw at 2 different yard sales might have been a reseller. We saw him at a yard sale and the estate sale. Never seen him before. But there were none of the usual suspects were out there. You know, there's like 8 or 10 people we run into every week. We didn't see any of them. So we bought all of our stuff and all of their stuff.
There you go.
Do what others are not going to do. Found 2 iPhone XS for $80. As long as they're iCloud unlocked, as long as they are, that's a good deal. They're still worth.
Might even be a good. Yeah, it might even be a good deal for a parts unit. I don't know.
The only Mark, I would suggest that you sell those fast. And what I mean by that is don't hold. You know, you've talked to us in the past. I know you like to hold out for max price. The iPhone XS you need to sell immediately. You know, pick a price that it's selling at and get right in there at it. But Beard, why does it matter? iOS 17 has been announced. iOS 17 was shown by Apple, and will be available in late September, early October. It will. I knew iPhone 15s will come on it. They announced that they are not going to be supporting the new iOS, which it is different. Androids, all the manufacturers, people sometimes upgrade, sometimes they don't. well over half, probably 70% of iPhones are on the current generation of software. The XS is not supported, so it will lessen the value and lessen the market for the XS because it won't run iOS 17. Sell them now. Before people figure out that they can't update to 17.
Pump and dump.
Yep. No, you did really good. I'd have bought them too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I definitely would have bought them, but you got to know.
Is that $80 a piece, or is that both for 80?
I'm assuming it's 80 for
Both.
both.
Both for 80, man. Yeah, absolutely. That's
Either way, that's a good deal, right?
And those phones, even though they won't support the latest system, will still work for a few more years.
Oh, wait a minute. I might be mistaken. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Do you have two iPhone XS or two iPhone X's? The iPhone X is the one. I assumed that you were talking to iPhone X's. If it's an XS or an XS Max, which is a different than an X's, the XS will take it. The X will not. I'm sorry. So Tamara, you don't have to worry. The XS Max will still take 17, $40 each.
It's crazy. That's a hell of a deal. As long as they're unlocked and you can, man, I'd be tempted to keep one. Use it as a camera or something. They have great cameras.
So to get rid of the confusion, the iPhone X, no update. The iPhone XS. So he said the X. So yeah, you definitely need to sell them. The XS is good because Jacob has an X. That's why I was keeping up with it. I mean, it won't be updated, but he needs to get a job and buy his own damn phone.
It's about time.
Damn right. If he wants it updated, he can update his own phone. Tamara, the 8 is no longer supported. So the 8 and the, I'm a phone nerd. The 8 and the X are the same chip. One just has the button and one doesn't. The 8 is no. So you can go up to 16 with the 8, but you can't get 17.
I got a 12 Pro, so I should be good for a couple of years, hopefully.
The 12 is fine.
I've decided not to upgrade my phone until they stop supporting it. So
evidently, the difference from the X to the XS was a significant chip architecture or something, and so that's why the XS is still supported and the X is not. And I do like. I'm running the beta of iOS 17. It's actually pretty nice.
All my exes live in Texas.
I thought they lived in Ohio.
That's why I reside in Tennessee. Actually, all my exes, let's see. I only have one ex-wife, so she lives in Ohio. With my sister. Isn't that weird? My ex-wife lives with my sister.
Reside was never a word ever used in any country music.
Well, except for that one song.
All right, we got like 3 minutes left. Anyone have any questions we can help you with? You've got 3 minutes to hit the thumbs up. Just for Joni entertaining you, you should hit the thumbs up.
I can't on the StreamYard side. No thumbs up button.
My ex is inside the house. Although in a couple weeks she's going to claim that we're still married for 32 years. I guess I'll have to go along with that. Hey, Bama Dad, roll tide, bud. So you're all going to go out there, charge ahead, find another platform like me, learn a new platform. An easy way to
go on YouTube. Go look for Rollo FBA, and you should. College Picker, I'm sure has
college Picker. So here we go. Last night, when I'm talking to my mother, about her label, and I didn't realize that we needed to change the setting in Etsy to format to a 4x6 because it was trying to reduce the 8.5 by 11 label onto a 4x6. It was turning it sideways. When I googled it, first person that showed up, I'm like, well, damn, that's Eric, College Picker. And Eric's had a video on go in here, change this, this, and this on eBay, Etsy, Poshmark. He showed you how to do it all. So yeah, College Picker is a great channel to follow. He's probably more. I promise you, he's got a video on setting up Rolos. He's done quite a few on Rolos. So
and every other printer you can imagine.
So the printer, I thought the Rolo was supposed to recognize the label that you put in there and print to it. Doesn't it auto recognize the label?
I have not ever had a Rolo, so I do not know.
I think it auto recognizes the label. That's why it brings it in and takes it out to measure it.
I don't think he's having a problem on the Rolo side. I think he's having a problem on the FBA side.
But if you've but Mark, if you've got a male Rolo printer and you put a 2x1 in there, it's going to print them on 4x6.
You don't want to put the Bud Light labels in there.
If you got a female printer, it's going to print correctly. It's going to print 2x1. That's probably a good enough joke as any to leave on, right? Yeah. So Eric, College Picker, check him out. Check out his videos. He is really good at fixing stuff and showing you if he's going to fix stuff. Like he's done a lot of stuff with his Prius and his mom's Prius. Anytime he does something, he'll tell you how he fixed it. Real good with printers and that kind of stuff. So he said it's confusing. He give up and move back to eBay.
Quit giving up.
That's not how we do this, Mark.
Come on, Mark. It's easy. You can figure this out. I want to report next week that you figured this out. You went and did some homework.
He said he can't. He says he can't remember right now because it was last week. I do get that.
Well, I get that part. Yeah. I can't remember what we said earlier in the show, so, except something that Joni said.
Was Joni even here? I don't remember. It's like this is a great way to end this show. It's like we're all living that John Conley song. I can't remember loving you. I can't even remember what I talked to you about. Hey, thanks for joining. We'll see you next week. Roll Tide.
Sweetwater out.
And not Andy. And not Andy, the illegitimate Sweetwater, but the regular Sweetwater.
Wait, he posed as me?
No, he was never here. He left early.